You walk into a room, spot someone instantly, and think, I know that face. You remember where you met them, how they laughed, even what they wore. Then they smile, say hello, and their name is gone. It's not just awkward, it's universal. Forgetting names but remembering faces isn't a flaw. It reflects how the brain evolved, organizes information, and prioritizes survival. So, why do we forget names but remember faces? Let's find out right here on History of Simple Things. To understand why this happens, we need to look at how the brain treats faces and names as two very different kinds of information. Faces are visual, emotional, and biologically significant. Names, on the other hand, are abstract symbols, essentially arbitrary labels we attach to people. From the brain's perspective, remembering what someone looks like is far more useful than remembering what they're called. Humans are natural face experts. Long before language, survival depended on quickly recognizing allies, enemies, kin, and emotions. Over generations, the brain evolved specialized circuitry, like the fusiform face area, that activates in milliseconds to analyze, store, and distinguish faces from thousands of others. Names never received this kind of biological priority. They're cultural inventions, not survival tools. While faces are rich in sensory data, shape, symmetry, movement, expression, names are just sounds or letters. The name Sarah has no inherent connection to a person's appearance or personality. From a memory standpoint, it's a floating piece of information with nothing to anchor it. Memory works best when information is meaningful, emotional, or connected to existing knowledge. Faces automatically trigger meaning. Even a neutral face carries clues about age, mood, health, and intent. Your brain instantly starts forming associations: friendly, familiar, safe, important. Names rarely trigger that same cascade. Unless a name is unusual, emotionally charged, or linked to a strong experience, it's processed shallowly and stored weakly. Names often slip away because of timing and memory type. When you meet someone, your brain is overloaded with eye contact, social cues, and conversation, what psychologists call divided attention. So it prioritizes the face and lets the name fade. Names are also proper nouns, which lack meaning or repetition and have only one correct answer, making them fragile and easy to lose at the tip of the tongue. Faces, by contrast, are stored redundantly. You don't remember a face as a single data point. You remember features, expressions, angles, movements, and emotional impressions. Even if some details fade, others can fill the gaps. That's why you might recognize someone out of context, like seeing a coworker at the grocery store, even if it takes a moment to place where you know them from. Emotion also plays a major role. The amygdala, a brain structure involved in emotional processing, works closely with face recognition systems. When you meet someone who makes you laugh, intimidates you, or leaves a strong impression, their face becomes emotionally tagged. That tag strengthens memory storage. Names don't automatically receive that emotional boost unless you deliberately attach one. This imbalance appears early in life. Babies recognize their mother's face within days, long before understanding names, showing that facial recognition is deeply wired into the brain. Modern culture widens the gap even more. As we see countless faces daily, through photos and social media, while names receive far less repetition or meaningful reinforcement. There's also an evolutionary trade-off at play. The brain operates under efficiency constraints. It doesn't store everything equally. It stores what it predicts will matter. Faces are cues for identity, trust, and threat. Names rarely mattered for survival. Recognizing a face kept interactions safe, while knowing a name without the face could be dangerous. Neuroscience studies using brain imaging show that remembering a face activates networks across both hemispheres of the brain, while recalling a name relies heavily on left hemisphere language areas. These language-based memories are more vulnerable to interference, stress, and aging. That's why forgetting names is often one of the first memory complaints people notice as they get older, even when other cognitive abilities remain intact. The good news is that forgetting names doesn't mean your memory is bad. It means your brain is working exactly as designed. And with small adjustments, you can work with it instead of against it. When people successfully remember names, they almost always do one thing: they attach meaning. Repeating the name, visualizing it, connecting it to a feature, or using it in conversation creates additional neural pathways. This explains why nicknames, unusual names, or names tied to stories stick better. A name like Hope or Wolf carries imagery. A name connected to a personal anecdote gains emotional weight. The brain remembers stories far better than labels, revealing a deeper truth about how human memory works. We are not designed to be databases. We are designed to be social, visual, emotional beings. So the next time you blank on a name but recognize a face instantly, don't be embarrassed. You're not being careless or inattentive. You're seeing the fingerprints of evolution, psychology, and neuroscience playing out in real time, quietly reminding you that memory is not about what we should remember, but what our brains believe truly matters. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.